This is the 2023 Acura RDX. This is the SH all-wheel drive advanced model we are going to be taking a look at today. And we're at Orr Acura in Shreveport, Louisiana to see if we can answer the question, is it worth the sticker price of $53,345? Well, for one thing, to help starting out with answering that question is you get a lot of available technology for the price and for a better price than most competitors. It has a roomy interior, a roomy cargo capacity. The handling and the steering are very sharp and precise, and it's a joy to drive. Let's dig in and see exactly what you get. And by the way, if you're curious to know what's new, as far as the RDX itself goes, there's really nothing new or changed about the vehicle for 2023. But you will find 2 years or 24,000 miles of complimentary service that comes standard with this model, and 3 years of Acura Link remote services are also standard. Taking a look from the front end, one of the most interesting areas of conversation, at least based on my videos, is found here with the front grille. It looks to me as if you threw the Acura logo and everything is moving away from the logo. Some people say it looks like it's moving towards the logo. It is truly a matter of perspective. Tell me what you think about that. Underneath the logo is going to be the forward-facing camera. You are going to have quite a bit of chrome here in a number of areas on and around the vehicle, and you'll be able to see really well at night. Thanks to those Jewel Eye LED headlights, you do have the LED daytime running lights and also the LED fog lights here on the lower portion of the bumper. Again, you're going to have the chrome surround, at least a portion of that, in that area as well. We will have the active air curtains. I hope you can see that there is daylight coming through there. I can show you on this end, at least, how everything looks. There's where the air is passing through and coming out. This is an all-wheel drive model. It has a tire size of 235 on the width, a 55 series sidewall wrapped around the 19-inch wheels. And we'll take a look at the side view mirrors with the body-colored mirror caps. Turn signal indicators are built in, and as you can see, power adjustable side view mirrors. And for those who are wondering about the remote, there's what you're going to have. It does indeed have remote start. That's always a good thing. And we finish things off here with a nice looking rear roof spoiler. You do have the exposed rear window wiper. Would be nice to see that hidden away up there. Just cleans things up a little bit, not a big deal. And then we're going to have the dual exhaust back here. And if you want to tow with your RDX, this model will tow up to 1,500 pounds. And because I didn't get to show you earlier, let me show you real quick here. These are power folding side view mirrors. Obviously, when you hit the button to lock the interior, those will fold in, and then when you unlock it, they will fold back out. Under the hood is the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. It makes 272 horsepower and 280 pounds-feet of torque. It's mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. As I told you earlier, power ultimately finding its way to the ground via all-wheel drive. And how about those all-important MPGs? We're looking at 21 city, 27 highway, 23 combined, and 4.3 gallons of gas is what Acura says you should use per every 100 miles you drive. When it comes to gaining access to your rear cargo area, there are multiple ways to do that, including just kicking your foot right there under the bumper, and the power rear door opens, revealing what amounts to 29.5 cubic feet of cargo capacity. There is a lot of space back here, and show you what's underneath the floor here. We do have plenty of space underneath there. And if you want to maximize cargo capacity, very easy to do. All you're going to do is come right here and you're going to lower the seats just like that. And then we'll head our way back into the rear cargo area right here and show you that you can also pull right there if you want to and lower the seats as well. And you're also going to find that you have a 12-volt power outlet back here and a little bit of space in the area beneath. And by the way, before we hop into the back seat and start looking around at what your rear seat passengers will find, you might have noticed there's obviously no spare tire here. there is a spare tire. It's just located underneath the vehicle. So the good news, no tire repair kit to worry about. One thing your rear seat passengers will most certainly be greeted by and be able to take the most advantage of is the panoramic sunroof. So as you can see, I've drawn the shade back, but there is a shade that you can put in place if desired, if it gets too hot or whatever the case is. Taking a look in through the rear door on the driver's side, you're going to have the nice soft touch materials. All the materials here are high end, very comfortable, and nice large contrast stitching, a little bit larger than what you see in some vehicles, at least based on my own experience. Also, the nice large door bin will have the white piping to contrast the white contrast stitching, and a very nice pattern overall with the design of the seats themselves. There is the fold down armrest with the cup holders built in, and rear seat pockets on each seat, as well as the rear air conditioning vents. Something we won't need for a long time, but it is here when the winter rolls back around, if it ever does. In Northwest Louisiana, heated seats as well as USB connectivity. Two options back here for rear seat passengers. And taking a look in through the passenger side front door, you can definitely see some differences here compared to what we saw with the rear doors, including the wood grain material right here. Good and sturdy, everything's gonna hold up and be durable. Comfortable armrest, again, we can do the armrest test. It's very comfortable. Nice large door bin. The Acura logo there on the door sill, that looks nice and classy. Now, the one thing that's different here, these are power seats for the driver and the passenger, and both are not only heated, they're also ventilated. That's going to be very enjoyable on the test drive later on. And we'll take a quick look across the dashboard. You can see more of that wood grain material right there. And we'll also have, push the button right there. There's how we open the rather plentiful with space glove box. There's a lot of space down there, so depending on your situation, you can definitely take advantage of that. Dual zone climate control. As you can see here in the front seat, there is our ventilated seat turned on. We obviously have the heated. We're not going to turn that on today, not necessary. And then the push button shifter, I know a lot of people don't like that. Once you get used to it, I don't think it's too terribly bad to use. Now, you do have your cup holders down here, a little bit of storage space, and a USB option right there. You can conceal that away if so desired. Here is what the center console lid looks like. That obviously doubles as an armrest for the driver and the passenger, and quite a bit of space. Now, you might be saying to yourself, wow, there's only one USB option in the front seat area. No, that's definitely not the case. Let's take a look at where you'll find the others. Right here within the pass-through, and also the wireless charging pad. And we'll take a look now through the driver's side door. You're gonna see what you're used to seeing here. For the most part, at least, we can open and close the rear tailgate right there. You can obviously do that, like I said, a multitude of different ways, but here's something you won't find on the passenger side. Seat memory, a couple of different settings there, and then some of the safety features that the vehicle has will be here where you can manage those, turn those on and off, and a manually adjustable steering wheel. At this price point, it seems like it should be power adjustable, but I don't know that anyone's really that worried about it. I'm not sure. Tell me what your thoughts are where that is concerned. And I'm gonna go ahead and push that button to bring forward the shade to kind of give us a little less glare for our tour of the front seat area here. I think we're still going to have to change positions to do better with the infotainment screen, but for now, I'll show you what we have here. Now, you might notice kind of a flickering effect with some of these screens that I show you in the video today. That is purely due to the fact that my GoPro's shutter speed, that's just the basic way that that works. It's a common problem with the GoPros. Everything to control the front and rear window wipers right there. You can control the functionality of your headlights, taillights, and even your blinkers. Yes, you need to use those. The shifter paddles here to work your way up and down through that 10-speed automatic transmission, as well as the steering wheel mounted controls. One thing you may have noticed, this does have the technology package. That means you're going to have the head-up display, so that's always a benefit. And what about driving modes? Well, here's your drive mode selector, so let's go through those driving modes. You can see what we have here we have snow, and then we're going to go back. We're going to go to comfort, we're going to go to individual, and you have sport. And so quite a bit going on there as far as driving modes go. Now, this is not a touch screen, and it's really because of the distance it is away from the driver. You can see how far away that is. I don't know why it's built that way, but that's just the way it is. So what you're going to do is actually use this trackpad right here. You have the one-touch buttons here for a few different options. So to go home, you can hit the home button, or to go back, or whatever the case is. But you can see that I'm just working my way around with my finger. Now the thing is, if you get to something you want to select, such as navigation right there, you have to actually keep your finger on the pad and press down like that. And you can see that navigation has now come up on the screen. I'll hit the back button. We'll go to the next screen if I can get it to do that. There we go. And you can see what else we have here. Quite a few features and functionality. Like I said earlier, once you get used to this, it's not that terribly difficult to use, kind of like with the shifter. Very simple system. Most people say they'd rather not have it be that way, which I can fully understand. But in this particular case, I think it works pretty well. So we're going to take a look at what we have around the camera, or the vehicle, with multiple camera views. As you can see, we have the overhead 360-degree view, quite a bit of space to cover around the vehicle, and it's very nice to be able to do that depending on where you need to look, in the front or in the rear. If you need to dim that, obviously you can do that too. And by the way, I did mention there are multiple camera angles, so I wanted to show you what those are. As you can see, there are quite a few angles on and around the vehicle. You definitely won't have any trouble seeing what's going on around you at any point. Okay, we're out on the road for the test drive, and I'll tell you what, this is a very well-balanced vehicle. Plenty of interior space, as we talked about earlier, plenty of cargo capacity. The seating is comfortable, the ride quality is comfortable, and the handling is surprisingly good. You might not expect that here. That's due in part to the all-wheel drive system, the SH all-wheel drive. It hugs the road nicely. If you'd like to have a spirited drive, well, you can go out and do that, and it's going to be just fine. It's going to handle what you throw at it. And the ride quality is still nice and smooth at the same time. So you're really not lacking in those areas. Again, very well balanced. And the technology is easy to learn. That's always something I like to point out in the vehicles where that is the case. And in this particular situation, it most certainly is. Even though I know it's not a touchscreen, maybe we'll see that in the future with the RDX. Tell me what you think about that. Would you like to see a touchscreen at some point in the future with the RDX, or does it really matter? There are some people out there who actually prefer a trackpad as opposed to a touchscreen. So maybe that's you. You can tell us about that down in the comments section, depending on your situation, your desires, what you like to have in your vehicles. But overall, very enjoyable to drive. Pretty sure it would be good on a nice long road trip. I don't have that kind of ability to do that today, unfortunately. I wish I did. And we could go out and drive for a couple of hours and just see what the driving experience is like in a longer term situation. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a press car and eventually do that. But overall, I must say, very impressed. And of course, you do have all of the typical safety features, such as lane keeping assist, road departure, all of that, adaptive cruise control. All of those things are here, as you would expect, and, well, just an overall very well-balanced vehicle. So tell me what you think. Is this model worth the sticker price of $53,395? Always curious to get your feedback down in the comments section. I have to say a special thanks to my friends here at Orr Acura for loaning me this RDX for the day, and a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video and would like to learn about other vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.